All right, you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. Today, I'm gonna be sitting and chatting with you guys about some really underrated fat loss tips, in my opinion. You guys loved my previous YouTube video on how I really lost all of the weight, so I'm kind of making a part 2. So if you don't know me, my name is Gina. I go by Workout with Gina, and I lost almost 40 pounds during my transformation. So this is my transformation photo, almost 40 pounds down, and ever since I have loved sharing all of my tips and tricks on how I got to where I am today. So I'm gonna be sharing my very underrated fat loss tips that I feel like are not spoken about enough, and hopefully you guys get something out of it. You get inspired to move your body and motivated to really work towards your goals, because I was once someone that never really thought I could get here. And there is so much information online, you don't know what to believe anymore. And I really try and simplify that for you, because I remember being in your shoes, watching all of these TikToks, these YouTubes, and just being so extremely overwhelmed by everything. I really try and simplify it. You will see all of my other tips and tricks on Instagram. I go by Workout with Gina, same for TikTok. But I'm the person that does not use big words when talking about fitness, because if you guys get confused and you guys get lost and you're like, I don't know what that means, then you're probably gonna be less motivated to actually do the work. We're gonna start off with the first tip. I just need to turn to see what Cash is doing. Oh, he's in my bag. Give me one moment. Okay, hopefully that distracts him. So the first tip I'm gonna speak about, and it's something that people talk about a lot, okay, and that is protein, okay? Now, everyone always talks about eating as much protein as possible, but my little underrated hack is that you wanna try and eat quite a bit of protein first thing in the morning, okay? Protein is meant to satiate you. Protein is meant to keep you full. Protein is meant to satiate you. A lot of people undereat protein in the morning, which is why when nighttime hits, 7 p.m., 8 p.m. hits, you want a snack because you're hungry. You had maybe 2 meals and you're like, oh my God, I'm still hungry, and you kind of go off at night. You're not getting in enough protein. Like I said, it is meant to keep you full. So for breakfast, you wanna be aiming for about 25 to 35 grams of protein first thing in the morning. I guarantee you, you are gonna feel satiated up until lunch. You are gonna feel full, you're gonna feel nourished, you're gonna feel energized. So things like Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, what you can do is put like a scoop of protein powder, mix it in. There's oatmeal. You could do oatmeal with a scoop of protein powder or a shake on the side. That's always really good as well. Eggs, cottage cheese, think high protein foods that will really nourish you first thing in the morning. So that is one of my biggest hacks, 25 to 35 grams of protein to start off your day. Number 2, okay? You wanna plan your meals before you get hungry. What I would suggest you do is, let's say it's a new day, okay? You're starting off and you're like, okay, for breakfast, I'm gonna have 2 eggs, some cottage cheese toast, and a shake, for example. Lunch, I'm gonna have a turkey sandwich with a salad. Dinner, I'm gonna have a chicken stir fry, and for a snack, I'm gonna finish off with a protein bowl. Remember that those are the meals that you're going to have, okay? Start off your day, this is what you're going to be eating. If you are, planning as you go, where it's like, okay, it's lunchtime now, I don't know what I want, you know what, this is too chaotic, I'm just gonna order Chipotle, or I'm just gonna order McDonald's because it's easy, it's quick, you're not being consistent, right? If you are to plan your meals beforehand, I always tell my clients on Sundays, take the time to meal prep everything and know exactly what you're eating, because you're less likely going to resort to McDonald's. You know what I mean? Planning is your best friend when it comes to fat loss. Plan your meals before you are hungry, because it's so easy to cave into like fast food when you're so hungry. So plan it out, write it down, put it into MyFitnessPal if you have to, but planning your days with what you're going to eat is not only gonna save you so much time, but it's gonna save you so much stress, and I promise you it's gonna get you closer to your goals. Okay, this one's one of my favorite tips. Number 3, walk after your meals. Once you finish a meal, go for like a 10 to 15 minute walk because this not only helps speed up your metabolism, but it also really helps with your digestion. It is the best hack to not only get your steps in, not only to get some extra movement in, but to digest everything that you just ate. Also, it is a much better idea to go for a walk after your dinner instead of like sitting at home and being like, I'm kind of craving a sweet treat. You know what I mean? You are going to feel more motivated to kind of stick to your goals when you actually incorporate these tips into your day-to-day. You're gonna feel really good about yourself. Like going on, for me, like every time I go on a run or a walk after dinner, I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm not gonna crave anything when I get home. I've been on such a good routine. I had my breakfast, I had my lunch, I had my dinner, I had a little snack, and I'm here on a walk. You know what I mean? Like, it's very hard to explain, but there's something about when you're just like on routine, you less likely want to go off routine and eat a bag of chips. Like when I'm outside walking after a meal, I'm like, okay, I'm good. Like I did everything that I needed to do. I am on routine, I'm sticking to my goals, and you're just more motivated to stick to them. Walk after your meals, you will get so much clarity, you will feel really good, and you'll feel really well rested once your walk is over. Now this tip I have spoken about so much, especially on Instagram, but you cannot rely on motivation to stick to your meal plan or to stick to your workouts. Motivation is not a thing. Motivation is a very temporary feeling. We all have spurts of motivation. Maybe we watched like a very motivating podcast. We saw a crazy transformation online, but that's not gonna stick with you every single day. Like I am not motivated every day. I don't wake up motivated every single day to get my workout in or to eat my cottage cheese with toast. But I know that I have goals, and the only way for me to get there is to follow my routine, whether I like it or not. Sorry, intermission. I don't even remember what I was talking about. If you want to hit these goals, it's hard to hit them, right? Like not everybody is in the most amazing shape. That's just reality. Not everybody's going to the gym. Not everybody's eating healthy. And if it was so easy, everyone would be doing it. But because it's hard, because it's difficult, you have to discipline yourself day in and day out, and you cannot rely on motivation to get you there. So discipline yourself. Tell yourself what to do. You can do it. Next tip, you gotta stop drinking your calories, okay? I've spoken about this, the green juices, the Coca-Cola, the pop, all of it. Do not drink your calories. The Starbucks drinks, no more, okay? The Frappuccinos gotta go, because there are so many calories in those drinks that you are drinking. Not just calories, but lots of freaking sugar. Holy shit, even those like healthy green juices that you get from the store, they are not healthy. A homemade green juice is great, but like those green fresh juices that you get at like a healthy store, it's not healthy. Look at the sugar content before you purchase it. Get your calories from actual nutrients, okay? From actual food, because that's what's gonna keep you full. Your Frappuccino is not gonna keep you full. It's just gonna add more calories to your plate. It's gonna add more sugar, and it's gonna stop you from getting to your fat loss goals if that's what you're looking to achieve. The high calorie drinks have to go. Like that is one thing that I actually cut out when I first was trying to lose weight. When I was trying to lose 25 pounds, I only had water or coffee. Now I have coffee with some creamer of some sort, because I'm at a point now where I can have that stuff. It's not too much either. Like I'm not adding in any extra sugars. I just have a little bit of creamer with my coffee, and that's it. I'm not out here getting a Frappuccino. I'm not out here drinking 7-Up. You know what I mean? Cut out the drinks with too many calories and too much sugar, because it's only stopping you from getting to your goals. Okay, this is a big one. You need to stay off of the scale daily, okay? There are a lot of people that weigh themselves every single day. And one day you're gonna find you lose weight. The next day you're gonna find you went up 2 pounds, and then you're back another pound the following day. The scale is not the most accurate representation of what's really going on. If you're gonna weigh yourself, I always recommend doing it once a week at the end of the week, first thing in the morning, after you have used the washroom and before you eat anything. If every weigh-in you're, slowly dropping weight, then that's a really great sign. But if you weigh yourself every single day, things like water retention are gonna come to play. When you are on your period, the scale might go up. If you had a late dinner the night before and you weigh yourself the next morning, the scale might go up. There are so many factors as to why your weight will fluctuate every single day. It fluctuates every second, every hour. It fluctuates very, very often. So if you were to weigh yourself every single day, it's probably just going to discourage you. It's going to frustrate you. I recommend just doing it once a week, if anything. Take measurements as well. That's a much better representation to see what's really happening to your body. See how your lifts are feeling. Are you feeling stronger? Are you progressively overloading? Are you hitting PRs? Are your clothes fitting you differently? Are your pants feeling looser? Are your sleeves feeling looser? These are other really great ways to see if you're actually making progress instead of, dwelling over the scale and realizing it's literally changing every single day and you don't know if you're doing things right? So if you're gonna use a scale, do it once a week, but also see how your clothes are fitting you differently, see how you're performing in the gym, because that's really where the real progress is. Next one, I talk about this one a lot. Only doing cardio, okay? Cardio is very, very important when it comes to fat loss, but so is strength training. If you are only doing cardio, maybe you will lose some fat, but you're not gonna get that toned look or that defined look that everyone is always chasing after. Because in order to get that more toned look where you see like your muscles popping out a little bit more, you gotta have muscle. Toned means muscle, by the way. Toned does not mean like super skinny, no muscle. Toned is muscle. And in order to achieve that look, you have to be strength training at least 3 times per week and doing cardio 2 times a week to help you burn more calories throughout the week. So you gotta be doing both. You cannot just do one. Even if you were to just strength train, still great, but if you incorporate cardio as well, where you're doing like, at least 20 minutes on the elliptical twice a week, you will notice that you're burning calories a lot faster, and it's so great for your cardiovascular health. Everyone should be doing cardio at least twice a week, okay? Do both, not one or the other. You do both in order to see the best fat loss results. Also, I want to add something about strength training. When you strength train, you will burn calories after the workout is done. Okay, like when you're recovering and you just lifted all these crazy heavy weights, you are burning calories when you're sitting on this couch after your workout. With cardio, you're burning calories, yes, but only during you doing that cardio. You're not gonna be burning calories after your cardio is done, where strength train you are, when you strength train you are. Right? So that's why strength training is so beneficial. Yes, you're burning calories during that strength training session, but you're also burning calories after that strength training session. So yes, cardio is great, but so is strength training, is what I'm trying to say. Next tip, you are on and off all the time, okay? You are someone that will be very, very consistent for 2 weeks, then you fall off the 3rd week, and then the 4th week you got a couple workouts in, but they weren't your best. That is not going to get you to your goals. You have to be consistent day in and day out, week after week. If there's a week where you're not able to work out, then you have to focus on the things that you can control and be like, okay, if I can't work out this week, I'm gonna really dial in on my calorie deficit, make sure that I'm hitting my macros, make sure I'm going on walks, make sure I'm getting a lot of sleep in. You know what I mean? You cannot just be flippy floppy, because if you're flippy floppy, your results are gonna be flippy floppy. You're not gonna get to where you want to. It is all about consistency. Day in, day out. On the days you don't want to go, you still go. Next tip is that you're overestimating the calories that you burn during the workout. Let's say you did a workout and you're like, oh, well, I probably burned 350 calories during that workout, so I can have a burger. Most people will burn a lot less calories than they actually think, okay? And then when they go and eat like a burger after, then you pretty much just washed away your hard work. You don't wanna be doing that. When you do a workout, you stick to your plan. You're like, okay, I got my workout in, I'm gonna make sure I have a good meal full of nutrients, full of the macros that I need, lots of protein, get in some carbs, a little bit of fats. That's how you want to proceed. Just because you got a workout in does not mean that's an invitation for a whole pizza. You're defeating the purpose completely. And as a lot of people say, which I personally think is true, fat loss all comes down to what you're freaking eating, you guys, because you could be training every single day for 2 hours every day, but if your diet is trash, there's no point. There's no point. You might as well just not work out. Like, stick to the routine. You got a good workout in, let that be your motivation to be like, okay, now I'm gonna have a healthy meal where I'm still maintaining my deficit, but it's still enough to fuel me throughout the day. Stick to the routine regardless. You do not treat yourself to a pizza. Now, when it comes to meals like that, when it comes to things like pizza, burgers, cupcakes, like junk food, you know what I mean? You can have it once in a while, but everything in moderation at the end of the day. If you're gonna have pizza, have 2 slices with a protein shake on the side. Have 2 slices with a side salad. Do not have the entire pie. If you're at a birthday party and there's cake, have a slice of cake, enjoy yourself. But tomorrow, go get a workout in. You know what I mean? Like, everything is about balance. And I never like to tell my clients, like, you cannot eat pizza ever. You cannot have cake ever. Don't have a drink. You know what I mean? I don't like doing it that way because that's not life. That is not sustainable. I'm all about sustainability. You can have these things once in a while, but in moderation and in balance. But don't get hungover. Don't get too drunk to the point you're hungover, where the next day you're craving McDonald's fries with a junior chicken. You have no movement. You're just in bed all day. You don't want to do anything. Don't let that happen. It's about balance. Go and enjoy your night with your friends, but get home at a decent time so that you have enough sleep so that the next day you get yourself back on routine. So the plan was to tell you 5 tips, but I definitely said a lot more than that. So hopefully that was helpful. At the end of the day, I really do want to emphasize that anyone can make a transformation if they really stick to it and they have the right mindset. If you don't have the right mindset, none of this matters. You have to understand that this is gonna be hard. You have to understand that you have to lock in. Like, you gotta be focused and you gotta prioritize it just like any other priority in your life. And I think the biggest reason why people don't make the transformation that they want is because they give up too quickly. Usually around that 2-month mark, people are like, this is not for me, this is too hard, I'm not seeing changes. I didn't see changes until 4 months in of straight consistency, where I am, getting the nutrients that I need, where I'm getting in my workouts. I didn't see those drastic changes until 4 months in. My biggest piece of advice is you have to tell yourself to keep going. You have to do it whether you like it or not. You push yourself past discomfort. The only way for you to really make a change is if you get a little bit uncomfortable and you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to. So I was just a regular person that wanted to make a change and wanted to see these results. And truly, the only way I got to where I am today was by not giving up and not letting any sort of negative thought consume me. It was like an angel here and a devil here, where the devil would be like, you're tired, you don't want to go, don't go to the gym today, you're fine. Where the angel was like, no, you can do it. Like, you can do it. So I always listened to the angel. I fucking shrugged that devil off my shoulder and I was like, no, I'm doing it because this is what I want. I want to get to this point in my life. And now I'm at a point where fitness is just natural. It's an everyday thing for me. The gym is treated like an appointment where I have to show up. And if I show up and have the worst workout, at least I built that habit where I'm going. I'm just building that habit so that I just stop. You know what I mean? That could be a possibility. Like, if I didn't prioritize fitness, there could be a point where I just stop going to the gym. But I go whether I feel like it or not, unless I'm like literally on my period or something and I genuinely cannot go. But I will just go and see what I can do. And 8 out of 10 times, you guys, it's like the best workout of my life. Push yourself. Don't give up on yourself. I have so much belief in you because I did not have belief in myself, and here we are today. I want you to keep it pushing. I love making these videos for you guys and giving you all the advice that I have, and I definitely will come out with so many more. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to comment your favorite tip make sure to like it, and also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. But have a lovely day. I will see you next Wednesday. If you guys have any ideas of what you want to see as well, make sure to comment below. I would love to cater to that. But like I said, have a lovely Wednesday. I hope this was a great video for you to watch. And yeah.